I'm an amateur photographer. So I've been doing photography since I was at school, and more recently it's kind of always been in an amateur capacity, and more recently I've started to take it a bit more seriously and really want to do more professional work. So starting to work with kind of events, brands, companies. Kind of the first place that I worked for was This Is Tomorrow Festival. That was kind of, I was covering that as a music journalist for pop music, and I kind of got a bit of practicing on the Saturday and Sunday taking photos of some of my favourite bands like Editors, Vaccines. Noel Gallagher I took photos of as well, which was amazing. One of the things that was quite tricky was, and I think a lot of photographers, especially ones that are starting out, don't realise, if you're shooting for like a publication or a company or something, the photographs are still yours unless you kind of sign them away. So I was kind of under the impression that if after I shoot for something, that is completely their content, and I was kind of fine with that, but I wasn't sure if I was able to share it on my own things, and I was a bit nervous because I didn't want to piss anybody off basically. I've actually, with my music stuff, I've been quite lucky in the fact that I personally haven't had anybody kind of kicking off at me, but I've worked with places where people have kind of taken photos for the publication and they've kind of kicked off and said, well, they're my photos, but technically they're not like their photos because it's still the photographers, and that's frustrating for publications as well, because they just want some good content for their site, and photographers can also maybe not send the best ones to the publication, but they are creating things, and they've created it, so they have every right to, but it's kind of find that nice balance. So but I have had people approach me asking if I can use my photos from the weekend, and I've just said, yeah, as long as you kind of put my Instagram handle on there, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. So I think for photographers starting out, you don't really know where you stand because you just really want to do well and you want to get your work into publications, but I think that you can be in danger of kind of bugging yourself off a little bit, and you don't really realise your true value. So you might not be able to charge hundreds of pounds for a photo, the first couple of shoots, you definitely won't be able to, but you do have a right to your content. So I would say, like, the first tip I would give to people is know that it's your content and make that quite clear with the publication that, or the company that you're taking photos for from the outset. If they want to own all of your content, you have to sign a form basically to say this is everything that I take will be for them, and then they can use it how they want. I think another tip would be just to kind of stick up for yourself a bit, and I think know that it is your right to kind of protect your own content. I think a third tip would probably be using a tool like Veritent. If you're going to put your photos online, you should have something there that you can check that other people aren't just nicking them. If you put something on Instagram or something, I heard someone say to me, "Oh, if it's on social media, it's fair game," but it's not. It's still your photo, so it might just be that you have to email someone and say, "Can you put my name on it?" or you can ask them to take it down. But yeah, I think it's just being mindful, just treating your photographs like you treat your property, because it is. You don't want your property stolen, and you don't want someone to walk in your house and start nicking stuff off your walls or whatever. So why would you want someone to take photos that you've obviously spent quite a lot of time on, especially if you bought a camera that costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. So with using a tool like Veritent, you can track where your photos are being used, if somebody's nicked them. You can kind of get in touch with them, and Veritent are also introducing something where you can kind of they can send an email on your behalf, to ask someone to take the photo down or whatever. So it's easier. It's getting easier to keep control of your content, and it's worth it.